think it's just perfect. With the Lutterloh system, we can make made-to-measure pattern. You use only two measurements, bust measurement and hip measurement. Today I propose you a little top, so we are going to use only bust measurement. So we need the paper, the tape, the cardboard, the scissors, the marker. From the Lutterloh system we have the pattern. I choose this little top in a stretch fabric. Could be in a light or in a medium weight stretch fabric. And we have front and back. All the patterns in the Lutterloh system, you have the drawing, the style, and all the patterns comes in the back part. You work with these patterns. This style comes in the 308 supplement, and you have from the Lutterloh system, yes, the metric tape with the scale, and you have here all the measurements, and in all the measurement a little hole. You need the pins. Yes, you have the pin, the tape measurement, the rulers. We have two rulers, the tailor and the designer ruler, to join our dots. Maybe you have already rulers, but this one works just beautiful. So we have the rulers, and I'm going to show you how to play with the patterns, so you can have different styles from one pattern. For this top, well, we have the paper, and we need the bust measurement. So we are going to take our bust measurement. We are going to put it in the fullest part of the back, in the fullest part of the front. So I have here, my measurement is 110. In the fullest part of the back, in the fullest part of the front, I have 110 as bust measurement. So we are going to put it, I take a photocopy from my pattern. So here is my pattern. I take a photocopy like this. This one I cut it to tape the little pattern, and this one I take it like this to make the little envelope. I tape it in the sides, so I have the pattern. I'm going to keep it here inside my little pattern. I have already cut it. The front part is the piece we are going to make, so I'm going to tape it in the paper. Check it, you see fine everything. So I'm going to tape it in here with a little scotch. So I tape it here, looking for the numbers to have the space for all the dots. So we tape our little pattern in the paper. We go with a cardboard underneath in here to hold or pin in the center cross. So here you have the scale. So I look for the 110 is my bust measurement, and I go to just in the center of the cross. I'm going to put it in the center cross to fix my bust measurement here, and I'm going to align. In each line I'm going to have a number, for example 13 and a half. So I'm going to look for 13 and a half in the metric tape. I put a little dot in 13 and a half. Don't forget the half, so take care all the numbers. Here I have 10, so you are going to follow each line and mark a dot. Here 18. So in 5 minutes we are going to have our pattern made to measure. It's not sizes, it's the measure from us today. So it's accurate. Here is 22 for the neckline, 22, 20 and a half, 20 and a half, and 22, the last one. And in the lower part we have 38, and we have, let's see here, 38, and here is 39. 39 here. Now we are going to join the lines, connecting, following the lines in the little the dots. Here straight line, straight line. Here we have the curve from the armhole, so follow 3 dots to connect them. So here to be a nice soft curve. Here is a straight line in the shoulder, you have it, and here is the neckline in here. So now we have the center front, yes, with dotted line. That means the fold of the fabric. Here, the fold of the fabric in here. So we have a dotted line, and perpendicular to this line, going to the waistline, we have the waist dot, the waistline. We have the waistline. This is the strength of the grain. The little A means to connect with the A in the back. A big A means is front, the front part. We made it in with 110 centimeter bust measurement. And I have a little the facing. I have here the facing. So I'm going to make this curve in my pattern. The facing is marked here. Here said 3 centimeters, and in the center front, in the neckline, 4 centimeters. So I take 4 centimeters here and 3 in the side, and I have the facing. I go with a soft curve in here. You can make that. Now with the ruler, I have here the armhole, a little like this for the facings that is marked. But we are going to also line it up with a light weight stretch fabric. This is a stretch pattern. This is the facing. So we are going to copy this facing in another piece of paper. For the back part, we are going to tape it in the little pattern on the paper. I'm going to look a little the numbers to center it. I have for this 110 centimeters bust measurement. So in the scale, I'm going to go to 110 in here. I go to the center cross with my bust measurement. I pin it here, and now I'm going to mark all the dots, aligning the metric tape, aligning in the little line. Here I have 26, so I start with 26 in here. Now I have 24 and a half. Here I have 24 and a half. Don't forget the little half. And I go to 24 and a half here. I go to 26 in here, 25 and a half in here. So you can go all the lines and all the numbers. Here is 18 and a half, 13, and now we have here in the armhole 10 and 14. 14. For the waist I have 22. So I'm going to align in the little line and I go to 22. I go to 39 in here, 39 and 38 and a half, 38 and a half in here. So I'm going to join all these dots following the lines in the little pattern. So I'm going to match here, for example, the 4 dots in the neckline, in here. So I have a straight line. Here I have the armhole, so I have 3 dots in this part and 3 dots in the upper part. So I'm going to continue this curve with these 3 dots. So with a soft curve. So we join all the rest of the lines with a straight line. Here I have the fold of the fabric, so you can go with a larger meter. Mark the dotted line for the fold of the fabric, the center back. In the system, the center back is HM symbol. So here I have my waist. I'm going to go perpendicular. So I take 18 and a half here to go 18 and a half. So this go perpendicular to the back and the center back. So we go, here is my waistline in here. And now I have perpendicular to the waist the strength of the grain. I have a B, that means back. I have the facing. I have the facing. Here I have 3 centimeters. It's a little indication of 3 centimeters. And here I have 4 centimeters, said the little pattern. So it's going to be the facing, something like this, like this. So I'm going to follow a curve that goes like this. So with my ruler, here I have this curve, so I can transfer it for my facing. And here I have another curve that comes to the 4 centimeter here. Here I put 4, here I put 3, say already my little pattern. and I'm going to connect these two curves nice and soft in here. So you have here the facing. We are going to cut it apart, copy and cut it. So SST means facing. I have both measurement here 110 and it's stretch fabric, this pattern. So the thing I'm going to do is to cut it and try it on. So I'm going to cut it and try it on. So here is the front part. I can check all patterns. Of course, the side is going to sew it together, so you check that everything is okay, is the same length. Here the shoulder, yes. So now you cut it, you measure, you check all the pieces. Now don't forget, you need to add the seam allowance. This they are not included in the pattern. Now I'm going to tape the two parts. I'm going to tape it, check it on me. So if you make pants, if you make a little dresses, always you can go and tape your patterns from the paper and try it on. So you tape it. Let me finish here. And you tape the shoulder also here. And you can try it on yourself. You can try it on your mannequin. In here. So here is my front part. And here is my back part. And you have the here. So it's a stretch fabric. This is my front, this is my waistline in here. Here is my front. We're talking about a stretch fabric. And you can see easily in some minutes that it fits beautiful. Maybe you already know, you can mix and match the pieces, the sleeve, the collar, to make your own creation. Well, I have my front part in here, I have my back part, I have the facings that I already copied. This one from the back, this one from the front part. So I have my fabric is a lightweight stretch fabric, something like I think it's bamboo. I have center front in the fold of the fabric, and I have the center back also in the front of the fabric. So the thing I'm going to do is fold it first once, and later on I'm going to fold it again for the back part. So I'm going to put it in here, my front part. Here leave the seam allowance and the hem, and I'm going to put it I'm going to put the weight here, and in the back part I'm going to use this part. So here like this, and I'm going to put the center back in here, and I'm going to cut this. I'm going to leave here a little 1 inch in the lower part, and I'm going to show you all the pieces right So we have the back and the front part in the fold of the fabric. Here I mark also the 5/8 and 1 inch in the lower part. So I'm going to cut it. Here my pieces, the front part, the back part, the facing for the back and the facing for the front part. So we are with all the similar ones, so we can mark the notches. So in the arm, in the facing, I copy this, so I have this one and this one. In the neckline, I can put only one, and the dots are my notches. I'm going to start face right side up, facing right side. From the facing, I'm going to sew in the notches, matching the notches, the armholes and the neckline. Also for the back part, the armhole and in the neckline, so we are going to sew 5/8 of an inch in the serger, or you can sew and later make a zigzag in your regular sewing machine. So I finish armhole, neckline and here. So I'm going to make a finishing here, only to leave it finished. So I give it a good press here. Here is my front part, and I'm going to turn it again, and I have also I give it also a good press for the back part. So I come and the ground I'm going to turn it in the front, so right side together. I'm going to insert the shoulders in here to sew it in here. So I'm going to pin it and make it precisely, and I'm going to sew the shoulders in here and in the other side. Here it is, in here. So I have the front part in the wrong side, and I have the back part inserted in my shoulders, and the facing the right sizes. I have pinned the shoulders, and I'm going to sew 5/8. So I have the shoulder like this. So I have my shoulder in the front part, and I go to the other side. So I have the front part and the back part. Here is front, so I have it like this. So now I'm going to sew the sizes right side facing. I match in the armhole, in the lower part of the armhole. So I'm going to finish. Remember, if you have a regular sewing machine, you can make a straight stitch and a zigzag finishing. I'm going to go to press this, and for the side here I'm going to sew a little stitch just in the middle to fix it to my front part. Take a look. I think it's just perfect. The armhole, the back part is lovely. You can go with a jeans, you can go with a skirt.